Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tri-West High School and to the Bruins Gymnasium for tonight's varsity basketball matchup between the Lafayette Jefferson Broncos and the Tri-West Bruins. Tonight, I'm in the booth here with Mr. Spears. We got Connor Ross here on the cameras. So, Mr. Spears, how about we get a little bit of introduction to the Lafayette Jefferson Broncos?
Yeah, they come into the game at 3-2. Their most recent game, they defeated one of their rivals, Lafayette Harrison. They avenged a loss that they had earlier in the season to them. They're led by a really athletic and aggressive backcourt in Devion Penny, Zoe Clausen-Smith, and Trayshawn Baker. So we're really going to see a high-paced, action-intense game. I think the way that we know that the Bruins play and what we've seen on film of the Broncos, this is going to be a real barn burner tonight.
Oh yeah, we might have another overtime matchup like last week's game. And I think another guy to mention on that Lafayette Jefferson team with that backcourt is Avery Hanrahan. He's averaging 57% from the floor and 11 points per game so far this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And watching Lafayette Jeff on film, they're going to run a lot of 4-out, 5-out motion. They're patient. They'll take the outside shot when it's there. They'll break you down off the dribble. Like I said, very athletic. Their head coach is Mark Barnheiser, which some people may know. He's got a son at Northwestern, Brooks Barnheiser. So a very, very good athletic pedigree, family that knows basketball. He's been doing this for a long time. He's going to have a good team ready to go today.
So yeah, and to lead to an introduction of your Bruins tonight, Kellen Dakin has been on fire these past couple of games, especially from behind the arc. Leads the Bruins with 15 points per game, with Ryan Miller and Westward close behind at 12.7 and 11 points per game, respectively. Ward still leads the team from behind, in the field goal percentage with 69%, with Murphy and Kellen Dakin behind him. Westward also leads in rebounds, but Ryan Miller leads the team in assists tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I talked to Coach. We're going to play some of his comments in anticipation of this game tonight. You know, I asked him, I said, these young guys are really playing well for you. And he said, we're all young, right? Even our varsity guys that have had some experience still are pretty young, but they're really getting contributions across the board. And they're going to need that tonight. They're going to need their depth. They're going to need guys to be able to step up and handle some of the full court pressure that they run. You know, hopefully we don't see any kind of foul trouble. But, yeah, we're really in for a good one tonight. Let's hear from Coach Strine and his comments on tonight's game.
All right, Justin Spears here with the Tri-West Sports Network here with Coach Strine. Justin Spears here with the Tri-West Sports Network here with Coach Strine. Coach, last time out, obviously. All right, Justin Spears here with the Tri-West Sports Network. All right, Justin Spears here with the Tri-West Sports Network here with Coach Strine. All right, Justin Spears here with the Tri-West Sports Network here with Coach Strine. Coach, last time out, obviously not maybe the result you were looking for, but a really tough, hard-fought game. What was your message? All right, Justin Spears here with the Tri-West Sports Network here with Coach Strine. Coach, last time out, obviously not maybe the result you were looking for, but a really tough, hard-fought game. What was your message to the team after that game?
For me, I wanted to take accountability, for myself too, and I think that, nobody watched the game more than I probably did. I watched it probably, 40 times. But after the game, for me it was, we have to be in those situations to learn from them. We're a really young team, really inexperienced team, and to be able to be in that situation where you have to make plays down the stretch, and they did. They made their plays. We didn't make ours. But I'd rather be in that situation now than in March. So the experience factor. But I wanted them to know that, no matter what happened in the last 30 seconds of the game, I was really, really proud of our effort. One thing I'm never gonna guarantee wins. I'm gonna guarantee that we play extremely hard and we compete and nobody outplays us in that regard. And I think that they did that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. You're getting some key play from the young guys. What has contributed to that early in the season?
Well, really, if you really think about it, we're all really young.
That's right.
Even our seniors don't have a ton of experience. Our sophomores. We're a young team, and so when you talk about young, you talk about inexperience as well. But those guys, they work extremely hard, and I think that that's really important. And like I said, they don't get outworked, and I think that's our biggest thing is nobody's going to outwork us. You might beat us, but you're not going to outwork us in that regard. And those guys contributing, they earn it every day. We're an earn it program. We don't. It's not the next man up; it's the best man up. So I don't care if you're a freshman or if you're a senior, you got to earn it every day, and those guys have.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to tonight's game against Lafayette. Jeff, they come in at 3-2 with the win against Harrison, their last time out in overtime. What do they expect tonight?
They're a good team. They have a couple older seniors that kind of make them go. To get into the paint at a really high level, well coached. He's been doing it 45 years or whatever it is. So it's going to be a battle for us. We're going to have to be, we're going to have to play hard. We're going to have to be a team that plays harder than them. And like I said, you guys play hard and you lay it on the line and let the chips fall where they may. But I'm excited for the opportunity for us to bounce back. And just see how these guys respond to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good luck tonight, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks, Jason.
All right.
All right, that was head coach Tommy Strine talking to us a little bit about what to expect tonight, what maybe his team might have learned from the loss to Lafayette, West Lafayette last time out. So looking forward to a great matchup tonight. We're set. Both teams are heading off the court. We're going to get the anthem and the starting lineups here in just a minute. We'll be back on the Tri-West Sports Network.
With the singing of our national anthem. Tonight's anthem will be performed by Tri-West alum, current Tri-West Middle School teacher, and former lead singer of the State Band of Liston. Please welcome Miss Beth Knapp.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, there was the anthem there. We are now ready for starting lineups. We anticipate for Lafayette Jefferson, Devion Penny, Zoe Clausen-Smith, Christian Olson, Aiden Iyich, and Trayshawn Barker.
Number 3, Chris Olson. Number 22, Aiden H. And number 24, Trey Baker.
And that is who Jefferson goes with. Penny, Clausen-Smith, Olson, H, and Baker. Now for the Tri-West Bruins.
Wearing number 10, a sophomore, Jackson Harris. A junior, wearing number 11, a senior, wearing number 1, Kevin
All right, Lane, we have our starting lineup set for tonight? I think this promises to be a good matchup.
Oh yeah, I think tonight's gonna be a great night. Gonna be, like you said, another great fierce matchup tonight. Two pretty big teams going at it. It's gonna be a really great match tonight.
Yeah, can we match the athleticism and aggressiveness of the Broncos? They look like they are locked in and ready to go. Hopefully the Bruins are hungry to get back in that wing column.
Starting in the circle for the Tri-West Bruins, number 20, West Moore. And for the Broncos, number 22, Aiden H. Ball's up, and we're underway. Jefferson gets it, almost goes out of bounds. Number 24, Trey Baker has it up top. Out to number 2, Clausen Smith. Smith at the key looking for something. Number 1, Devion Penny's got it. Out to number 24, Trey Baker.
Jeff likes to run a lot of motion. They're being patient here to start.
Clausen Smith tries for drive, can't get to go. Penny with the 3 off the front of the rim. But Clausen Smith with the rebound. Back out to Penny, and they pull it back out at the top of the key. Clausen Smith drives up and under West Ward. Can't get it to go, but it's going to be out on the Bruins. It's going to stay with the Broncos.
Yeah, good aggressive take there by Jeff. They were patient in the initial set. Good job by the Bruins of rotating on defense.
Inbounds to Penny.
Look over in the corner.
Penny out to Olsen. Olsen now to Baker. Baker puts up the 3, won't go. Scramble for the rebound, and Murphy comes down with it. Bruins push up the floor. Intercepted by Clausen Smith. Smith versus Murphy. Clausen Smith misses it. Murphy comes back down with the rebound.
Bruins dodged the bullet there. Sorry, Wayne.
Dakin now has it out the wing. Up to Westwood, way up top of the key. Up and over, looking for somebody. Out to Miller. Miller dribbles it around the top, out to Murphy. Murphy handoff to Dakin. Dakin back to Miller.
Bruins like
Sets a screen, pick and roll for Ward. Ward out to Murphy. Murphy for 3, just over. Off Ward, but into Paris's hands. Out to Miller. And the Bruins reset back in the original offense.
Bruins like to run a lot of back screen, ball screen with Wes Ward. They did a nice job of getting an open shot there, just couldn't get it to drop.
Taking a pull-up jumper won't go. Now here comes the Broncos on the floor. Number 24, Baker drives up. West Ward with the block, but Baker gets his own rebound. Is going to get the first point for the Broncos.
Yeah, just a little unlucky right there. Nice job by Wes. The Warden locking down the block down there.
Harris saves the over and back. Murphy jumping around. Handoff to Miller. Miller guarded by Penny. Miller pulls it back out. Out to Dakin at the top. Handoff back to Miller. Fakes it to the corner. Miller deep 3. It's good. Miller for 3.
Nice job there by Ryan Miller of recognizing that his defender just left him, and he was wide open, so he put it up and was able to drill it.
Pierce picking up Clausen Smith at half court. Out to H at the wing. Wing to Baker. Baker back to Clausen Smith. Penny to the corner for Olsen. Olsen cross court back to Penny. Man, these Broncos, they really like to swing the ball around here, get this ball movement going around.
Yeah, they got a mismatch down low here with H. They've got Murphy. Now they finally notice it and get it down to him. A double comes by Dakin, but they had a mismatch down there.
Broncos almost lose the ball. Penny keeps holding it. Baker with a deep 3 off the front of the rim. And over the back, going to be called on Penny over Miller. Going to be Bruins basketball.
Yeah, nice job there by Ryan Miller of getting position over Penny. Getting the foul there.
Into the game for the Bruins, a star freshman, number 22, Daniel Thomas.
Looks like Jeff's going to show a little bit of full court pressure here. They start to back off some.
Thomas up to Miller. Miller dribbles it around, tries to get it to the corner, but can't get it there. Spinning, looks for Thomas. Thomas got it at the top of the key, tries to drive. And a foul going to be called on number 2, Clausen Smith, his first.
Yeah, good job right there by Thomas of collecting the ball on the pass, using a little bit of shimmy shake, got the defender leaning one way and was able to draw the contact.
Miller going to take the ball out for the Bruins, out to Paris. Paris feeds it to Westward at the top. Fakes the hand off to to Thomas. To Murphy. Murphy back to Ward. Ward in the corner to Miller. Miller again for 3, just short. Westward tries to get it, but can't get it. H has got it. Now to Baker, brings up the floor. Clausen Smith looking for some at the wing. Clausen Smith drives, jump stop, tries to pass it, but deflected by the Bruins. Going to stay with the Broncos.
Yeah, nice job there by Tri-West of not over-rotating on defense. Murphy stayed in a little bit as the drive came. They tried to dump it off, and he had nice hands there in the lane to be able to deflect that one away.
Into the game for the Bruins, number 1, Kellen Dakin. Coming out is number 11, Caden Murphy. Clausen Smith with the ball, tries to feed it inside to Penny. Penny trying to drive. He's got nothing. Looking back for an out. Out to Baker. Baker against Thomas. Baker gets it back to Penny. Penny right inside the arc. Tries to drive against Miller. Puts it deep. Fadeaway shot. Gonna get caught for the foul and the basket.
Yeah, that's one thing you got to make sure you do when you're playing defense. Anytime you come down at the ball like that, they're going to see that action, call that foul there, and now he's got an and-one chance.
Foul going to be called on Ryan Miller. Devion Penny now shooting one for the Broncos. And makes it. Just over 4 minutes left to play. Your Broncos are up 5-3 against the Bruins as Miller brings it up the floor. Miller to Paris. Paris looking for something here. Ward cuts. Good cut on the block. Oh, the block by H.
H is athletic. You can tell he's a man. He's put together. He got up there and got West from behind.
Clausen Smith up top. A little bit of a mismatch. West Ward comes out to get him. Clausen Smith to Baker. Baker in the corner. Won't take the shot. H down low. Back out to Baker. H sets the screen. Won't get it. Baker tries to step back. Won't go after Clausen Smith. Clausen Smith back to Baker. Baker looking for something. Pulls the three. Just off the front of the rim. Penny comes back down to rebound. Draws another foul and the basket again.
Yeah, long shots create rebounds like that sometimes, and it was a good job by Jeff of getting in position to get the offensive rebound, going right back up with it and drawing the contact. The Bruins are doing a pretty good job on the perimeter. What they got to make sure they do is on long shots and breakdowns, they're going to have to make sure that they rotate. They're going to have to make sure they block out. They cannot give Jeff a lot of second chance opportunities here tonight.
Penny shooting one again, and it's good. Broncos now up 8-3 against the Bruins with 3:20 left to play. Miller brings up the floor, trying to call a play here. Out to Dakin on the wing. Dakin slowly moves it out to West on top. Miller dumps it back down to West. Baker tries to draw the steal, but it's going to be off of him. Going to stay with the Bruins.
Yeah, you can see early on, one thing that Jeff is doing is they're sending a guy over. Anytime we slip on that, they're sending a guy rotating over to get to West Ward. We have to really make sure we stop, collect ourselves, and look opposite because they're leaving from that spot. Somebody opposite's going to be open.
Miller inbounds to Dakin. Dakin out to Paris, and Paris with 3.
Nice job by Paris settling it down a little bit.
Baker slows it down. Clausen Smith trying to call a play for the Broncos. Clausen Smith out to Olsen. Olsen back to Clausen Smith. Clausen Smith drives, spin move at the elbow. Out to Olsen. Olsen with the pump fake. Back out to H. H driving in on Westward. Kick out to Olsen. Olsen wide open 3 just off the front of the rim. Out to Ryan Miller. Miller trying to get on the fast break. Can't get it. Shovel pass to Dakin. Dakin and Miller both stuck in the corner. Dakin pulls it back out at the top of the key. Miller drives baseline, gets back up to Dakin. Dakin with the wide open 3. It's good! Give him 3. And your Bruins, just like that, back in this game, up 9-8 with 2 minutes, 12 seconds left to play. Foul got big call on Daniel Thomas, his first.
You said you can't hear? Okay, all right.
Broncos inbounded to Clausen Smith. Clausen Smith out to Penny. Penny to Olsen. Olsen out to Clausen Smith. Dumps it inside to Penny. Penny trying to spin. Back out to Olsen. Olsen another wide open 3. Won't go again. Dakin with the rebound. Moving it up the floor to the corner to Sam Parsons. Back out to Dakin. Dakin trying to pull something. Strine calling something from the sideline. Miller holding it at the top, out to Parsons. Parsons to Dakin. Dakin dribbles it out, almost lost it. Miller holding it down at the top. Pick and roll from Parker Anderson. Won't get the look. Dakin, deep three. Just off the back of the rim, but going to be brought back down by Miller. Miller to Dakin. Dakin feeds it inside to Parker Anderson. Anderson looking for something. To Dakin. Dakin jab step. Up with the layup. Won't get it to go. And Penny comes down with the rebound.
Yeah, just like we mentioned down here, long shots can create opportunities, and that's what happened there for the Bruins. Unfortunately, they weren't able to capitalize on it.
Penny almost loses it. Clausen Smith driving. It's going to be out on Clausen Smith. No foul called there. Great defense there by the Bruins not to draw the foul.
Yeah, Smith got going a little too quick right there, lost control of the ball.
Into the game for the Broncos, number 11, Chris Hardy. Miller brings it up the floor for the Bruins. Just under a minute left to play here in the first quarter. Thomas out on the wing to Parsons. Parsons trying to drive, can't get it, back to Miller. Miller driving, top of the key. Dishes out to Dakin. Dakin pump fake, drives low. Out to Parsons. Parsons tries to put it up, can't get it to go. Clausen Smith can't get it to go. Foul going to be called on Kellen Dakin.
Yeah, you can see with the level of pressure that's being applied on both ends of the court, people are going to be open. Once you start to break down a guy who's overplaying you, somebody's going to have to rotate over. And when that does, it's going to be really important for the offensive guy to find the open man. So far, both teams have done a pretty good job of doing that. We'll see if that's something that can continue throughout the game.
Clausen Smith brings up the floor for the Broncos. Just 30 seconds left to play here. The Broncos down by 1. Clausen Smith looking for something. Parker Anderson on him. Going to blow by him. Out to Penny. Penny's got nothing. Back to Clausen Smith. Ace trying to set a pick at the top. Can't get it to go. Back to Clausen Smith at the top. 15 seconds left to play. Clausen Smith's on it here. Looks like they're trying to get a final shot off here.
They're going to go probably high ball screen here.
Penny tries to hit the string. Clausen Smith with the drive. He's going to get the layup to fall. Bruins trying to get off a last-second shot. Miller chucks it up off the backboard. And at the end of the first quarter, the Bruins only down by 1 here, 10-9 against the Broncos.
Yeah, it was a nice job on that last offensive possession there by Lafayette Jeff. Zoe Clausen Smith had the ball out. They brought a guy out to set a high ball screen. He denied it, just went where the guy left from. The lane was wide open, and he was able to scoop and score right there. All in all, though, pretty good half by both teams. Both teams are playing hard and aggressive. You can see the athleticism and aggressiveness of Jeff that we talked about at the beginning of the game. So far, we've done a nice job of matching that. I think what we're going to have to see, though, is a little bit more of cleaning up some fundamental things on both ends of the court. I think if we do that, we start hitting some shots, we're going to be okay.
No, yeah, again, both aggressive. Both teams coming out aggressive here in the first quarter. And one thing that I've noticed that with the Bruins across these couple of games, they need to start limiting their fouls. Kellen Dakin already up to 2 fouls here at the end of the first quarter, so he's got to limit his scrappiness here in this first half.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something we've talked about in most of the games so far this year is with this kind of aggressive brand of basketball that Coach Strine brings to this team. It's good. You love it. It slows down the other team. It disrupts their offensive flow, but you got to be smart. You got to move your feet. You got to keep your hands out of there and not pick up cheap ticky-tack fouls. So we're going to see how that plays out here the rest of the game.
Bruins are going to start the second quarter here with the ball. Caden Murphy takes it out. Out to Ryan Miller.
Boy,
Get the second quarter underway. Miller to West at the top, Ward at the top of the key. Ward pick and roll, up and over H, but Ward loses it. Penny gonna come down with it, up the floor to Clausen Smith, 2-on-1. Clausen Smith gonna get the layup to go. Jack Harris brings it up the floor. Pass it to Blakely. Blakely crosses it over, loses the ball. He's got one sliding on the floor. Oh, and it's off of a Bronco defender to Penny. We got to number 11 back to Clausen Smith. Clausen Smith with pump fake.
Nice job by West there, getting back into the paint, forcing that ball from inside out. Now Jeff has to reset here.
Clausen Smith at the top of the key for the Broncos. Out to Baker. Screen by Penny. Baker gives it back to him on the back door. Clausen Smith out to number 11. Hardy won't go. Clausen Smith comes down with the rebound. That's Penny. It's going to be out on the Bruins.
Yeah, something that we got to really watch out here. I heard somebody over on the Tri-West bench call out ball screen up top. Our defenders have to make sure they're communicating ball screens. Every time you set a ball screen, you make a defender have to make a decision. Am I going to switch? Am I going to fight over? Am I going to go under? We have to make sure we're communicating on ball screens. There we go. Good block out.
Baker puts up a 3 off the front of the rim, and Devion Penny going to be called on the over the back. It's going to be Bruin basketball. Into the game for the Bruins, number 23, Jax Gardner.
In the game for the Bruins, number 23, Jax Gardner.
Bruins inbound it to Blakely. Blakely back to Miller. Miller brings it up the floor. Miller to Garver. Garver back to Miller. Miller looking for something. Garver at the top of the key. Back at the Blakely on the wing. Wing to Miller. Bruins just passing around here up top. Trying to look for something inside. West at the top of the key. Sets a pick. Miller tries on the roll. West's going to get it up and over. He's going to draw the foul. Looks like West Warren's going to be shooting too.
Yeah, nice job there by West, getting the ball up top, getting it over, diving hard. That's one of the things West does a really good job with when he's out on the perimeter. He'll kick the ball around, dive hard. That was one of the first times tonight that he was actually able to gather the ball, go up, draw the contact, and shoot some free throws.
Ward, first one will go in.
Shooter's touch there.
Ward up with the other shot. Off the back of the rim, and the Broncos going to come down with it. Just under 6:30 left to play here. The Broncos up 12-10 against the Bruins. As Clausen Smith brings it up with Garver heavily defended him. Hardy has the ball. Out to H. H back to Clausen Smith. Clausen Smith trying to drive. Picks it back up. Out to Penny. Penny looking up top for something. Gets it out to Baker. Baker drives. A little bit of a mismatch here. Small point guard against the big center.
Yeah.
Penny gets it inside to H. Paris tried with the steal and couldn't get it. And H up with the easy two.
Yeah, that's the second time Jeff's got us in a mismatch there on a switch down low where they've had a small guard and a big. We tried to rotate over, just didn't get there in time.
Paris trying to drive. He's got nothing. Back out to Blakely. Ward at the top of the key. Dribbles it. Hands it off to Miller. Miller pulls it back out. Strine calling another play for the Bruins. Bruin back out to Paris. Paris to Blakely. And Miller, again, holds it at the top of the key. Paris for three. Won't go. That's 1 for 2 on the night. But Garver comes down with the rebound. Garver tries to go back up with it, but the foul won't get called. Penny comes back down with the ball. Penny also brings it up. Baker in the corner. Won't get it. Clausen Smith, pump fake. Off his foot and into Amari Blakely's hands. Blakely jumps it down the floor, 2-on-1. Strikes a good move. Loses the ball. Going to be called with the jump, and it's going to go to the Broncos.
Yeah, you like the aggressiveness there. First off, good job by Jax. He probably just got a little bit out of position down there. I'm missing that, but he did a really nice job of penetrating. On that transition there, you'd really like to kind of see him pull that back out. There weren't any numbers there. I understand you're aggressive trying to get in and get a score there. Possession arrow goes back over to Jeff now.
Chris Hardy going to take it out of the basket for the Broncos and inbound it to Clausen Smith. Smith brings up the floor with Blakely hard on him. H setting a high screen again. Clausen Smith going to spin away from it. Drives into the corner for Baker. Baker for three. It's good. Give him three.
Yeah, that's a nice job there by Jeff. Sucking in the defense. Everybody's in on the block. Kick it out. Wide open three.
Blakely dribbling it around up top. Thomas looking for something. Jab stepping. Drives. Up. Blocked by H and out of bounds.
Yeah, there's that athleticism right there that we talked about. He erases that drive. It's a nice job of getting to the paint. What we're going to have to do is use pump fakes. We're going to have to stop on 2 feet, be strong with the ball, get these guys off their feet and get some fouls.
Thomas tries to inbound it, but tipped off.
Yeah, that might be on Kellen.
Foul going to be called on Kellen Dakin. That's going to be his third. Miller coming in for him, and Caden Murphy also coming into the game.
In the game for the Bruins, number 4, Ronnie Kellen. Number 11, Caden Murphy.
Broncos going to have it under their own basket. Clausen Smith going to take it out. Clausen Smith looking for something.
Got to watch
Gets
the
it out up high to
inbounder.
Hardy.
Short corner.
Hardy to Penny. Penny up top. Looks to Clausen Smith. Smith jab stepping. Dribbles it inside to H.
Good job there by Jax, forcing him sideline, baseline, not letting him get to the middle. That's okay.
Baker behind the back, but loses the ball. Garver all over him for it. Garver going to come up with the basketball. And the foul's going to go against Baker. Again, another one of those freshmen looking hard and scrappy for this Tri-West Bruins team.
Yeah, and as I was saying, really nice job there twice by Jax. First time he denies him going to the middle. Second time he gets it back, forces him again. He makes an error. Now he gets the foul.
Excuse me, Garver's a sophomore, not a freshman, but still young guy nonetheless.
Sure.
Miller brings it up the floor for the Bruins. To Murphy at the wing. Hand off to Garver. Garver back to Miller. Miller to Ward up top. Ward hands it off to Murphy. Murphy drives for Thomas for three off the front of the rim. Rebound going to come down with Hardy. And Clausen Smith's going to bring it back to the floor for the Broncos. Thomas all over him. Clausen Smith drives in the lane. Spin move. Pull back jumper. Just in and out. Ward going to come down to the rebound.
Bruins need to get something going to the basket here. Sorry, Lane. They need to get something going to the basket here. Draw a foul, do something. There you go, right there. This is what we called it. That's what you need when you start seeing it slip away from you. That's a really nice move there by Ryan to take that.
Just under 3:10 left to play here in the second quarter. Broncos up 17-12 against the Bruins. As Clausen Smith brings it down the floor. Miller guarding him. Out to Penny. Penny to Hardy. Hardy on the wing inside of Clausen Smith. A good pass. Smith, but Westward with the block off the backboard. Thomas going to come down with it. Thomas crosses him up just over Clausen Smith. Smith still going to come down with it. Smith tries it with the lane. He's going to get it to go. Miller slows it down. Going to collect it here for the Bruins. Trying to call a play for the Bruins. Miller to Murphy. Murphy to Thomas. Thomas back to Miller at the top. Miller picks up a dribble. Garver, wide open three. Just off the front of the rim. Hardy going to come down with the rebound. He's going to bring it up the floor as well. Hardy looking for something. Hands it off to Baker. Miller tries it. Thomas tries it with the steal. Can't get it. But Clausen Smith going to get called with the over and back.
Yeah, nice job there. The pressure forces that error right there. He gambled a little bit. He's lucky that he stepped on the line, or else it probably would have had a little bit of a breakdown there. You know, the Bruins are going to have to find some scoring from somewhere. Kellen Dake is their leading scorer. He's on the bench in foul trouble. As we said earlier, Ryan Miller did a nice job of taking that ball to the basket and scoring there. You know, settling for outside shots. At some point, you're going to have to tell your guys, hey, look, we need to work the ball inside. We need to try to force these athletic players from Jeff to commit fouls, score some points from the free throw line. That's really going to help kind of settle this thing down a little bit, because you're at a 7-point game right now with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. This thing could balloon up into double digits, or you could fight your way back in and maybe try to tie this thing up or get it closer to a 1 to 2 point game as we head toward the half.
No, yeah, I think perfectly said there. These Bruins need to get some going here before halftime. As these Broncos, and just by the looks of it, these guys look like they're a lot bigger than these Bruins. But the Bruins putting up a great fight, trying again integrating some of the younger players on the team with Jax Garver and Thomas playing really well tonight, and Parker Anderson in right now. As we come out of the timeout, 2:08 left to play with the Broncos up 19-12, and the Bruins going to take it out of half court here right in front of us.
Yeah, the Bruins are going deep into the bench tonight, and they're going to need some contributions from these guys.
Miller receives the inbound. He's going to get it. Under a jumping defender from the Broncos to Garver. Garver to Miller. Tried to force it there to Garver, but couldn't get to go. Torrey Davis tries to drive, can't get it to go. H tries to get the putback, but the foul going to be called on Parker Anderson.
Nice job by H there, following that up. Right place, right time.
Number 22, Aiden H with his first free throws of the night.
Yeah, Bruins look a little discombobulated down there on offense that time. They had 3 guys on one side of the court. I don't know if somebody was in the wrong spot or they were just kind of scrambled, cutting the court off. Hopefully we'll see a little bit better execution this next time down.
H makes his first as Wes Ward comes into the game. Lines up for a second. It's up, and it's good. Broncos now have a 9-point lead, 21-12 over the Bruins, with 1:50 left to play before halftime. Miller slows up, brings up the floor. Looks like Broncos trying to run the diamond press. All backboard pass to Parker Anderson. Tries to get to Westward, can't get it though. Baker comes out with it. Clausen Smith up and over Jackson Paris.
Yeah, this athleticism is really getting. They're running jump right here. They're getting a trap. We're doing a decent job of breaking it, finding the open man. Now, we got to settle right now. Don't try to make the home run pass right there. Settle it down. These cross-court passes are not going to work against a team like Lafayette Jeff. These passes are way too long. You're going to have to dribble drive, make the defense rotate, and then kick it over. If you try to make a pass from one wing to another, this team is way too athletic. We're going the other way almost every time on that.
Thomas coming back in for the Bruins. Says the Bruins going to take it out under the basket.
Would really like to see us execute and get a bucket here.
Miller out to Westward in the corner. Paris on the wing. Paris goes out, picks up the dribble. Thomas pump fake in the corner. Spin move to get out of that. Paris back up at the Miller up top. Miller drives up and over 3 defenders, and he's going to get it to go.
Really great move there by Ryan to finish that in traffic. That was really nice.
Lafayette Jeff brings it down the floor. Number 13, Amari Rich with the ball. Looks like the Broncos trying to drain out some clock. H with it up top. Guarded by Westward. Back to Amari Rich. Rich to number 11 in the middle. Tries to spin move layup, won't go. Ward comes out with the rebound. Ward hands off to Miller. Miller brings it up the floor. 30 seconds left to play. The Broncos have 23-14.
Yeah, really need some points right here. Get a little bit of momentum going into the half. Be smart with it.
Miller a deep 3, just off the front of the rim. Chris Hardy can come down with the rebound. Rich brings up the floor for the Broncos. Baker slowly draining the clock here. Thomas trying to foul, but he gets a steal instead. Trying to cross him over, up and over. Foul not going to get called.
Yeah, they got a little late there. I thought there was a lot of body on that. It was a little late whistle. But it's a great job of forcing a turnover there at midcourt and then just being solid and going up one-on-one by Daniel Thomas.
Daniel Thomas taking his first free throws of the night here with 2.5 seconds left to play before halftime. Thomas makes his first. Looks like no substitutions come from the Bruins, so it looks like they're going to finish with this lineup.
Got to be smart here with 2.5. That's enough time to get the ball up the court a little bit. You don't want to jump at a half-court shot or anything like that and get a silly foul.
Jet takes it out here. H, deep half-court shot, way over. And that's going to bring us to halftime with the Lafayette Jefferson Broncos up 23-16. A very low-scoring half here for this type of game.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, both teams' defenses really kind of forced the agenda there in that first half of basketball. We saw a lot of turnovers, a lot of misses around the basket. I think, you know, that pressure just disrupts the timing of an offense, right? And so we saw that on both sides there. I think one thing that Tri-West is really going to need to do in the second half on defense is communicate. I'm not hearing these guys talk very much. And they run a lot of motion. They run a lot of ball screens, a lot of cuts. We've got to start talking. That way we kind of know where to rotate and where to be. On offense, we have to take care of the ball, make them have to play defense. We're buying into their pressure by throwing big passes, putting up early shots. If we work the ball around and break them down, teams don't like playing defense for an extended period of time. If we break them down, we'll get more open opportunities.
No, yeah, I feel like Lafayette Jeff is doing exactly what you're saying at the opposite end of the court. Especially in the first quarter, they kept swinging it around the perimeter, kept spreading out that Bruins defense, and then would find some guy in the middle to collapse on and get up for the layup. And these Bruins, I feel like they're forcing way too many shots and way too many passes. They keep dribbling down here in this corner, and then they get trapped down there. They have nowhere to go with the basketball, ultimately leads to a turnover.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, down by 7, though, at the half isn't all bad, so hopefully Coach Strong can coach those boys up in the locker room and get them out here for a really good second half. We're going to take a break here. We'll be back in just a few minutes with second half action on the Tri-West Sports Network. Welcome back to Tri-West High School as we get set for second half action here. Just under 2 minutes to go at the half. Both teams are back out on the court. Lane, I know you and I talked a little bit off the mic here about what we saw in that first half and what we think we might see in the second half. What do you expect to see from both sides here?
No, I think the Bruins, I think they've definitely probably developed a better defense than what they had because Jefferson, like we said before we went to break, these guys just kept swinging it around the perimeter and just spreading out that offense. So I assume they made a more interior-friendly defense to limit the shots outside, or to limit the shots inside and make them shoot more outside. And then also I think this Lafayette team, I think right now they just stay in what they're doing. I mean, even with that press they had before the end of the second half, even with them leaving a couple open in the corners, these guys were able to crash really hard and really just get down on whoever was carrying the ball. Just this guy, Aiden H, as we also talked here off the mic, he said he reminded us to me of a Thomas Bryant at IU, reminded you of Sean Kemp. I mean, this guy, he's been jumping out the gym all night. He's got 3 blocks. I mean, he's looking really good for this Lafayette Jefferson team. Yeah,
absolutely. We said a key for the Bruins is going to be if they can break down Jeff, get into the paint, they're going to have to collect themselves. Get on 2 feet, be strong with the ball, shot fake, get these athletic guards and forwards off their feet, draw some fouls. And then on offense, we've got to make sure we shorten up our passes. You know, I think what we're seeing is we weren't hitting those slip cuts that we were looking for early, so we started to throw a little bit more cross-court passes, and you just can't do that against an athletic defense like what Jeff has. So it ought to be really good to see how we can respond here in the second half.
Bruins going to come out of halftime with the ball. Lafayette Jeff already pressing hard against the Bruins. Miller gets it on the inbound, though. Dakin has it up top, pass it to Ward. Miller down to Ward on the block. Ward trying to drive, tries to fade away, but number 12, Chris Olsen going to get the steal, and now it's a scramble for the ball on the floor. Jump ball going to be called before the timeout.
That was interesting. There was an official right here looking at it. He didn't call anything. The guy over by the scorer's table called a jump ball, I think, just to kind of settle it.
Lafayette Jefferson brings it up the floor. Number 2, Clausen Smith has got it up top to Baker, back to Clausen Smith.
Little 3-2 zone here by the Bruins.
Penny in the corner, out to Olsen. Olsen to Clausen Smith. Looks like off the hands of Caden Murphy, going to stay with the Broncos. Clausen Smith has it up top of the key. So Olsen on the wing pulls up for 3. It's good.
Yeah, nice shot there by Jeff. They worked it. Got a nice open look.
Miller has the top of the key, driving. Tries to get it to Paris. Looks like it's going to be off the knee of Lafayette Jefferson. It's going to stay with the Bruins. Bruins inbound to Paris. Paris to Ward up top. Ward hands it off to Murphy. Murphy pump fakes, pulls up inside the 3-point line, but won't go. Olsen comes that back down with the rebound up to Baker. Baker now holds it up top, jumping around back to Olsen. And Olsen back to Baker. Jefferson trying to get a play going here. Clausen Smith into H. H inside trying to work low. Okay, gets to go off of Olsen's hands. It's going to go to the Bruins. And it looks like this defense that the Bruins have switched to is really working for these guys, even though they just got that big shot off. They're really diminishing the interior look for the Broncos.
Yeah, absolutely. A little turnover right there. Just wasn't ready for it. Got to value every possession in a game like this. You're getting down by 10. You got to take care of the ball. We can't get sloppy here.
Lafayette Jeff going to inbound it to Clausen Smith. Smith brings up the floor with Miller one-on-one. Smith to Penny. Penny to Olsen. Olsen back to Clausen Smith. Penny trying to drive. Pushing up against Wes Ward. Wes Ward gets push-off. Not going to be called. Ward back with the defensive stop, though.
Yeah, nice job by Wes. He got bumped, but then he uses athleticism to get back up to disrupt that shot.
Wes Ward, big man for 3. Oh, just overshot. Clausen Smith drives down the floor. Baker Dumps it to Penny down low. Penny gonna get the spin around layup. Quick inbound for the Bruins to Miller. Miller brings it up the floor. Hand off to Dakin. Westward with the pick and roll. Dakin, crossover. Ooh, a nice little down low pass to West Ward. And Ward gonna get the foul called on the shot, but the shot won't fall.
Yeah, nice feed there by Kellen down to West. He collected it, was able to go up and get the contact. We got to make sure on defense that when we get broken down that we're rotating. We dodged a bullet down here, one of the last offensive possessions that Jeff had. They got into the paint, kicked it out. Thankfully, the ball went out of bounds.
Ward makes his first free throw. Going to shrink the lead down to 28-16. Ward up with the second, and it's good. Bruins now only down by 11, 28-17, with just a little over 5:30 left to play. Smith brings it down the floor, almost loses it. Miller right on him. Ward tried to keep his hands up, but gets called for the foul.
Yeah, that's the case right there, and I'm sure Coach Strine is probably over on the sideline thinking this. You got to have somebody step in and take a charge. Clausen Smith put his head down, went right to the basket. Nobody stopped him. He got it around his man. You can't just stick a hand in there. You got to step up, slide up, get set, take a charge.
Clausen Smith shooting two, misses the first. Coach Strine calling a play from the sideline here in between shots. Clausen Smith getting ready for his second. And misses his second. So Lafayette Jeff not going to capitalize on those free throws, and the Bruins bring it up the floor with Miller. Dakin, hand off to Miller. Miller driving, picks up his dribble. Harris in the corner, back to Miller. They're looking inside to Ward. Ward trying to drive H down, tries to force it between two defenders. Lafayette Jeff going to come up with it. Paris, what an interception pass. Miller going to come out with it. Dakin out, looks for something. Paris, pump fake, back out to Dakin. Now Miller pulls it back out, going to slow it down for the Bruin offense. Make sure they get their play set up here. Miller to Murphy. Murphy looking for something. Inside to Ward. Ward picks it up, passes it to Miller. Ward's at the pick, wide open on the roll, but didn't get it there. Ward pump fakes, trying to drive inside. A good pass behind Dakin, but an air ball off the back of the rim on the reverse layup. Jeffries back to 4 to H. Ward tries to block it, but H going to get it to fall. The timeout going to be called by the Bruins.
Yeah, I mean, this is starting to get away a little bit. It's up to 13. Honestly, you know, the Bruins have done some decent stuff on offense. They just haven't finished. It's like you can tell it's just a click slow. Like if you ever watch an offense on football, you know, the timing between the quarterback and a wide receiver. It's almost just like things are just a touch off, and whether we can attribute that to the speed and athleticism of Jeff or just not being in sync, it just looks like things are a little off right now for the Bruins. Hopefully they can kind of sync up a little bit more on offense. Defensively, they're just getting beat. They're just getting beat down the court. Last couple of times Jeff's come down, they really haven't had to do a whole lot. They've broken their guy down off the dribble, penetrate, kick, or finish. So they just have to kind of make sure that they're getting set on defense, get back, stop the ball, make sure they rotate. Right now it's important to get something going towards the basket, find something that you think you got a high percentage shot on with running that. Looks like Jeff's going to run a 1-3-1 maybe here. Yep. This is a technique that a lot of coaches will use when a coach calls an offensive timeout. They'll come out in a junk defense. Tri-West does a good job of breaking that down.
Thomas with the three in the corner. Just a little bit strong. H brings up the floor, loses it. Paris going to come up with the steal. Paris trying to dribble down the floor, and Baker going to get called on the foul.
Yeah, it's a good job there getting back that time. We got back. We were able to get a deflection. Now, we got to get something going here. Got to get something going to the bucket. Looks like Jeff's going to stay in this 1-3-1 zone. What you want to look for here is you want to get two guys up top, move the ball, have somebody flash like Caden is right there. That's a good spot. Look opposite.
These Bruins trying to do everything to stay out of the trap. Paris cross court to Murphy. Murphy back out to Miller for three. Just off the front of the rim.
Look good. Just a little short.
H going to come out with the rebound. Gives it to Baker. Baker brings up the floor. Baker to Clausen Smith. Smith looking for something, calling up something for the Broncos. H with the high screen. Clausen Smith tries to drive. No looker to Olsen. Olsen's good. Miller up to Murphy. Murphy spin move. What a move over the big man. And he's going to get called for the foul. What a play by the junior.
Yeah, that's what we said. That's what you need right now. There's no 12-point shot, right? There's nothing that's going to get you back into the game in one shot. You got to grind away. You got to find high percentage opportunities. Caden does a nice job right there, going to the basket, getting the hoop in the harm.
Murphy going to be shooting one now for the Bruins. It's up. And it's good. Bruins shrink the lead down to 13. 3:19 left to play, 33-20.
Something that we used to practice a lot. Score, stop, score, right? This is a perfect situation in a game scenario. You got to score, now get a stop, get another score, right? You just keep kind of chipping away. You're not going to get back in this thing all in one shot. You just got to settle down, play your brand of basketball, and hopefully you can dig your way back into this.
Daniel Thomas coming back into the game for the Bruins. Lafayette Jeff going to have it under their own basket. Clausen Smith inbounding it to Baker.
Got to watch the inbounder.
Baker to Olsen. Olsen back to Baker. Baker feeds it inside to H. H, he's looking for something, can't get anything. Ward playing great defense, force him under the basket. Back to Baker up top, now to Olsen. Clausen Smith up top, he's looking for something, can't get anything to work. He's driving, spinning. Ward on H. H again going to get it to go up and over West Ward.
Yeah, and all that was dribble drive, penetration, made West take 2 steps in, left H open up wide enough on the block that he could finish that.
Miller brings up the floor, now it's Paris. Paris trying to drive, tries to spin move, pump fake won't go. Miller, pull up for the free throw line, way off to the left, but Ward cut out the rebound. No foul called. Gets it out to Paris, but then the foul's going to be called. Looks like it might be an over the back.
Yeah, there's a saying in basketball, make 2 guard 1, right? Make 2 players guard 1. When you dribble drive in the way that they did down there on offense, it made West have to slide over a little bit. Now you got 2 guys dedicated to 1. It was just enough of an opening of what H needed to be able to score there.
Jeff almost takes it the other way, but won't go. Blakely pump fake for 3. It's good off the glass. Mark Blakely with a great 3 there. Putting the Bruins, trying to bring the Bruins back in this game. 23-35 with 2 minutes left to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, when you're down 15, you'll take them any way you can get them.
Clausen Smith, a great drive to the basket, going to get it up and over Ward. Bruins trying to drive down the floor. Blakely to Paris.
Clausen Smith is fast.
Paris out to Ward up top. Ward dribbling around, gives it to Blakely. Blakely looking. He drives up and over 2. Won't get the foul. Actually, he will get the foul. Stride looking a little bit heated over there. Had a teammate open in the corner, decided to take the foul instead.
Yeah, it was a nice job there by Blakely of driving. Hardy didn't really need to do what he did. He swiped at it and got the call just from the action. A lot of times you'll get a call from an official just off of the action.
Blakely misses his first, and coming into the game for the Bruins, number 1, Kellen Dakin. Coming out is Jackson Paris.
Yeah, when you're down like this right now, you got to take advantage of your free throws.
Blakely up with a second. It also doesn't go in. Dakin tried to get the rebound, but couldn't get it to go. Baker now brings up the floor for Jeff. Jeff to Clausen Smith. Clausen Smith looking for some. Picked by H. H on the wide open roll. Clausen Smith still trying to drive. Out to Davis. Hardy. Baker up top. Blakely all over him. Timeout called by Lafayette Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff's running a 4-out, 1-in set right here, and they're doing a really great job of cutting, screening away, being patient. Like I said in the first half, anytime you make a defense have to set in and play, there's going to be a breakdown at some point. Whether it's through a ball screen, screen away, cut, whatever, if you're not locked in, communicating, it just takes the one breakdown for the offense to be able to get what they're looking for. Hopefully the Bruins can lock in here, get a steal, get a turnover, finish a possession, get down and score. You'd like to see them make a little bit of a run here before the end of the quarter, maybe try to cut this thing down to single digits heading into the fourth quarter, see what you can do at that point.
No, yeah, I think if the Bruins can just get a couple stops here, like you're saying, to get on a little bit of a run here and just get their confidence back up, I think they have a great chance to come back in this game. Lafayette Jeff going to take it out. Clausen Smith brings it up the floor. Thomas all over him. Clausen Smith trying to drive. Ward forces him out. Trapped down low. Olsen out to Davis. Hardy again.
Good job of rotating there by the Bruins.
H inside to Smith. Clausen Smith doesn't get the foul to go, but what a layup. Put back by him, grabbing his own rebound.
Strong, athletic. That was a great move right there.
Miller brings it up the floor. Miller trying to drive, pushing Baker back. Miller drives, kick out to Thomas. Thomas looking at the top of the key. Thomas trying to drive, almost loses it. Thomas tries to go up and draws a foul, won't get it to go. Clausen Smith up the floor to Baker in the corner. Baker, a floater, won't get it to go. Olsen tries to come down with the rebound. He does come down with the rebound. Clausen Smith going to pull it out up top and slow it down.
That was a good job down here by Ryan Miller. He had two guys, and what he first did is he went to the ball. His natural instinct was he wanted to go to his guy in the corner, but he noticed, I got to take ball. He took ball, passed, he rotated over. He kind of slowed that attack down there by Jeff that time.
Miller breaks up the floor here. 20 seconds left to play in the third. Thomas, Dakin back to Miller. Miller looking for some Dakin. Pull-up jumper just at the front of the rim. Hardy comes out with the rebound. Olsen trying to push it up. 5 seconds left to play here. Clausen Smith jumping around. Deep three. Won't go off the front, but Hardy tried to put it back up, but Daniel Thomas, the freshman, with the block to end off that quarter. And your Bruins down 23-39 going into the fourth.
Yeah, good job of not giving up something there at the end, but boy, you sure would have liked to try to cut that thing down to a little bit closer to single digits going into the fourth quarter. Bruins have got their work cut out for them. 23 points through 3 quarters. I think that speaks volumes to the pressure that Lafayette Jeff is putting on the Bruins, completely taking them out of their offensive sets. They're doing a great job. Their athleticism is bugging us a little bit. We did a little bit better job there at the end of the third quarter, breaking them down some, getting into the basket. That's what we're going to have to do. Early in the fourth quarter, we can't just start chucking up threes. If we start chucking up threes, this thing could get ugly really quick. But if we're methodical, we take our time. Like I said, if we start clicking a little bit more on the timing, who knows? We get this thing in, we make some and ones, we gradually chip away a little bit. Now, for Lafayette Jeff, they've just got to be smart, right? They've got to be smart on offense. They're running that 4 out, 1 in. They're just going to have to make the right plays, be smart with the ball. They're going to have to continue to play solid on defense, but we have a chance here if we can do what we need to do going into this start of this fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think the Bruins have played a great game. It's just that I think they've just been out. I think they've been out physical. I mean, this Lafayette Jeff team, they're big, they're strong, and they're fast. It's just I don't think the Bruins have really had an answer yet, but they got 8 minutes left to make something of it.
Checking in on that Notre Dame IU football game. Notre Dame up 7-0 right now with 7 minutes to go in the first quarter.
As the fourth quarter starts here for us, Miller going to bring it up the floor, out to Thomas. Looks like Jeff back in there 1-3-1.
Yep, good call.
Blakely cross court to Thomas. Saves it from going out of bounds. Going to be tipped by Davion Penny.
Yeah, I started to mention this earlier when Jeff went in 1-3-1. What you want to do against a 1-3-1 is you want to look for a guy when they come up to trap right here, the wing guy. You want your opposite guy to come up, flash, or send your big up like they just did with West there. And then you always want to look opposite. Boom, right there.
Ward try to get out to Blake in the corner, won't go, but Hardy throws it out of bounds off himself, and the Bruins are going to keep it under the basket.
Yeah, I mean, that's good execution there. Just can't make the shot. That's exactly what you want to do against the zone. We talked about this last week when West Lafayette played their 2-3 zone. A 1-3-1 is no different. You want to catch the ball in the middle and look opposite.
Blakely's got it up top to Thomas in the corner. Thomas looking, feeds it inside to West. Looks like Baker going to get called on the foul.
Yeah, H is getting away with being pretty physical against Wes, honestly. I thought there were a couple of times where they could have called a foul before. I think he should have gotten that at that point, but it looks like they gave it to Hardy. Or no, I'm sorry, they gave that one to Baker.
Bruins going to have it under their basket. Bruins trying to toss it up, and there's a lot of confusion here on the sideline. Lined up on one side, it ended up switched back to the other. Miller inbounds it, lob to Ward. Ward up and over Dakin to Blakely. Blakely trying to drive. Keeps the ball away. Out to Dakin in the wing. Dakin drives up and over. Is going to get the foul called. Dakin's to the line.
That's exactly what I was talking about at the break, right? At the third quarter break. Can't come out and just start chucking up threes. Kellen Dakin's a senior. He knows what he needs to do. He gets the ball in the wing. He gets in the middle of the floor. He goes up strong. He draws the contact. You got to know it's coming. They're a physical team. They try to block a lot of shots. You have to go up strong. He does a nice job there. Scoring with the clock stopped is going to be really important for the Bruins here in the fourth quarter.
Dakin makes his first, goes up with a second. It's also good. Going to rope this game back into 14 points with Lafayette Jeff still up 39-25 with 7:10 left to play. Into the game for the Bruins, a sophomore number 23, Jax Garver.
Bruins are going to have to start talking a little bit more on defense. This is
Clausen Smith up with a dunk. Daniel Thomas ran out the floor for the Bruins. Thomas trying to drive, get something to work just over Penny to Garver. Ward trying to drive, kicks out to Blakely. Blakely open for three in the corner. It's good. Give him three.
nice job of breaking it down and kicking it out. Now you got to get set here. There's no reason to not be set on your defense.
Clausen Smith tries his feet to H, can't get it to go. Trying to trap Clausen Smith in the corner. Clausen Smith again drives the baseline up against the glass.
Yeah, you can't give that up. You got him trapped over there. You can't let him get around you so easily. There's nothing underneath. You got two guys over there.
Blakely almost loses the ball. Keeps hold of it. Blakely out to Garver. Garver to Ward in the corner. Ward trying to drive in. Pump fakes up and over. H just too strong. Up to Penny. Penny up against Ward. Euro steps. Ward! Get that out of here. And he's going to come down with the rebound, looks like.
The Ward locked it down the block. Erasing it. I like to see that from the big fella. Going up and getting the block without getting the foul there.
Ward saw that Euro step was coming there from Penny. Stayed disciplined, stayed in front of him, and got the hand up there. And that thing was long gone, heading back the other way.
Yeah, good call. You can see that the Bruins are trying to be a little bit more intentional here about dribble drive. They're trying to get into the lane, make Jeff have to rotate.
Ryan Miller tried to get the floater off the inbound. Can't get it go, but Thomas up for three. It's good. Give him three. An immediate timeout from Jefferson. You can see Lafayette Jeff's coach get a little bit agitated there as these Bruins have gone on a run, and they're back in this game 31-43 with 5:52 left to play.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the one's a mad scramble right there, which is a nice three. The other one came off of a dribble drive kick out, which is good. Like I said before we took the ball out there last time, seems like the Bruins are doing a little bit more intentional job of driving into the lane, making them collapse, and then looking to find an opposite guy or an open guy on the wing, or going up with it and drawing that contact.
Yeah, these Bruins, they've gone on to run these past couple of possessions, pulling a 6-0 run here. I mean, if they keep playing like this, keep stalling Lafayette Jeff down at the other end of the floor, these Bruins might have enough time to make a comeback here.
Yeah, one thing you can do with an aggressive team like what Lafayette Jeff is, those guys are wired to go full speed all the time, right? So it's hard for an athlete to throttle it back sometimes. You have a lead right now, 12. You don't have to be in a hurry, but you can tell these guys are still in aggressive mode. They're not pulling it out and trying to run down the clock. They get a breakaway, they're going. We have to make sure we get back on defense on a make. We've gotten a couple of times now where they have gotten breakaways. We've got to make sure we're getting back on defense.
Lafayette Jeff going to take it under their own basket. Clausen Smith trying to get up the floor, almost thrown by Jack Scarver. Now here comes Hardy down the floor, tries to fake. Thomas trying to get the steal there, got a little bit too scrappy, draw the foul.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Lane, and that's what Coach is kind of saying right now. I mean, you had them sped up, right? Maybe they're going to make a mistake in a turnover. No need to reach from behind and try to get that steal right there.
Checking back into the game for the Bruins, number 20, Wes Ward.
You got to talk here on the inbound. We've said it a number of times before. The most dangerous guy on an inbound is the guy taking the ball out.
Lafayette Jeff taking it out of their own basket, looking for something way up top, back across half court. to Chris Hardy. Hardy bringing it back up. Blakely all over him. Back up to Clausen Smith. Clausen Smith drives. Jump stop to Penny. Penny with a layup.
I mean, that's just simple basketball right there. Break your guy down off the dribble. Defense rotates. Other guy's open. Drop it down in there.
Miller to Paris. Paris to Ward. Ward going to hand it back up to Paris. Paris trying to drive spin move. Can't get it to go. Miller has it at the wing to Thomas. Thomas looking for something to materialize. Bruins can't get nothing going here. Thomas a pump fake. Tries to get the arrow but loses the ball. Hardy brings up the floor. Misses the layup. Ward going to come out with the rebound. Bruins trying on a fast break now. Paris to Blakely. Blakely hezzies. Up with the layup. Going to draw the foul against the big man. And Mari Blakely going up to the line for 2.
Yeah, good aggressive take there by Blakely. I mean, he's got a more athletic, bigger guy that he's going into, but he used his body, knew he was going to get the contact going up. Now, we have to capitalize on these free throws. We've missed a couple on the
Speaking of these fouls, Lafayette Jeff, one more foul, and that puts the Bruins in the bonus here. So the Bruins, if they're careful, they can just get some free throws if they can draw these fouls.
Yeah, it hurts when you're missing these free throws this late in the game and you're not scoring with the clock stop.
Blakely misses the first, going up for the second here. Misses that one as well. Hardy comes down with the rebound. Penny with the ball to Clausen Smith. Thomas all over him. Clausen Smith almost loses the ball. Thomas going to get caught on the foul, though.
Foul called on 22, Thomas. It's third.
Yeah, you admire the aggressiveness, but you got to know when to throttle it back a little bit there.
Into the game for the Bruins, Westward. Hardy takes it out to H. H has got it up top to Penny. Penny, a great inside pass to Hardy. Hardy misses the layup.
Dodged the bullet there.
Westward to Blakely. Blakely brings up the floor. Ward, big man for 3. Just strong. Paris tries to get the rebound, won't go. Back up to H, but it's almost overthrown out of bounds, but H collects it. H spinning in the corner, depending on the block. H back out, looking for something way across court. Blakely tries to get it. He's going to get a jump ball, but it's going to stay with the Broncos.
Yeah, nice job there by Wes. He knew he had H out here in the corner, who's probably not a three-point threat. So he dropped down to help in the post, was able to get back up.
Entering the game for the Broncos, number 20, Anahan.
Lafayette Jeff can take it out in front of their own bench. Ward tries to get the steal, but overcommits now. Clausen Smith trying to drive. H in the corner, won't take the shot. H looking for something, tries to drive low. To Hanrahan, to Olsen. Olsen back to Hanrahan. And Hanrahan back to Clausen Smith up top, looking for something to materialize here.
Yeah, Coach Barnheiser saying 4 out, be patient. Here comes the ball screen.
Clausen Smith to H up top. I think, yeah, like you're saying, Lafayette Jeff, even with 3:50 left to play, still trying to let this clock drain. Foul on Wes Ward there. His second of the game. With 3:42 left to play in the game here, Broncos up 45-31 as they inbound it to Clausen Smith. Clausen Smith pump fakes the layup, back out to Hanrahan. Hanrahan to Smith. Hanrahan to Penny. Broncos trying to swing it here. Olsen back to Clausen Smith. Smith holds it up top. Clausen Smith trying to drive. Drives up, gets the layup to go. Miller to Thomas. Thomas trying to drive in. Up against two defenders. He's going to get it to fall. Jeff and Lafayette Jeff inbound to the Clausen Smith. Olsen brings up the floor. Olsen over the back pass to Penny and Ward with the block, but Penny going to come back down with it. Penny gets it stolen from him again by Paris, I believe, and Miller brings it back up the floor. Miller, pull-up 3 with a hand in his face just off the front of the rim. Clausen Smith going to come back down with an H, wide open rim. He's going to slam it home there for the Broncos. That's going to extend the lead 49-33. Ward with the pump fake to Paris. Dakin drives low on the baseline. Reverse layup again off the rim.
Yeah, I mean, that was good execution there. Just couldn't get that one to drop.
You can see Coach Stein over there trying to survey the defense, see if they get anything going here, but time's just dwindling away from them as Clausen Smith makes another layup. As the Bruins going to call a timeout here. And this one might be slipping away for the Bruins here, 51-33 with 2:23 left to play. They were looking promising at the start, but I think this one's starting to slip away from them here.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Strawn's going to put some of the JV guys in here. Not necessarily waving the white flag, but, you know, maybe just getting these guys some playing time here with about 2:23 to go in the fourth quarter. You can just see the athleticism and aggressiveness that we talked about at the beginning of the game taking its toll here in the second half on the Bruins. You know, kudos to Lafayette Jeff. They came in here. They were able to handle the pressure. They've been able to run their stuff. They've done a really good job of taking care of the ball. They're super athletic. You know, they've played smart too. You know, I've seen a lot of athletic teams that play undisciplined. They have not been that way, and you wouldn't expect that with a coach like Coach Barnheiser's been in this program for a long time. He's got these guys coached up really well. You know, our guys are going to learn from this, right? Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. And so hopefully they kind of internalize this a little bit, learn from it, look at the film, see what they need to improve on. The one thing I would really like to see us do a bit better job of, because we used to say it takes no talent to communicate, right? You don't have to be the most talented person in the gym to talk. And I didn't think we did a very good job tonight of talking on defense.
Xavier Graham brings up the floor for the Bruins. Graham passes it to Murphy. Murphy dribbling it around the wing to Anderson. Anderson to Parsons. Parsons up, trapped in the corner to Garver. Anderson up for the layup, down low. Garver right back up on him.
Good execution there by the Bruins.
To Torrey Davis. Davis spinning, looking on the block to Clausen Smith. Smith rips, drives, up, cross-court pass. Can't get it to go. Parker Anderson going to come down with the rebound. Murphy trying to bring it up the floor. Almost gets it stolen. Going to hang on to it. Xavier Graham tries to get it out to the corner to Parsons. Can't get it. Murphy going to drive. Anderson again. So and one.
Boy, Parker Anderson took a pretty nasty spill down there. I hope he's okay. He's kind of clutching at his back a little bit. I was actually a little bit more worried that he didn't hit his head on the ground. It doesn't appear that that's the case, but I think he's going to be feeling that one for a couple of days.
Murphy at the line, going to shoot one after making that basket for the Bruins.
And this is what you want to see. When Coach makes this call here, this is a message to maybe some of those varsity guys. You know, these JV guys have come in hungry, ready to play. They're executing. They're playing hard.
Number 13, Rich, tried to take a shot in the corner, but tried to take the shot before he got the ball. Clausen Smith trying to drive, look for something here. To Rich. Rich cross court to Hanrahan. Now Clausen Smith stands with it up top. To Rich. Rich again for three in the corner. Just bricks it off the rim. And it's going to be going to the Bruins. It's out of bounds on the Broncos. With just over a minute left to play, the Broncos still up 51-38 against the Bruins. Rich with the steal off the inbound, but misses a layup. Hanrahan comes down with that, and he's going to put it back up for two. Garver to Murphy. Murphy tries to spin move, get up the floor, back to Garver. Garver to Graham on the wing. To Anderson up top. Anderson to Murphy. Murphy almost gets it stolen from him, but Torrey Davis going to get caught on the foul for the Broncos. That's going to put the Bruins in the bonus here, as Murphy going to be shooting another two. Murphy makes his first. And makes his second to push the Broncos, to bring in the Broncos lead just down to 13 here with 50 seconds left to play. Penny brings up the floor to Clausen Davis. Looks like he's going to try and run out the clock the best they can. Davis driving over Graham. Can't get it to go. Foul's going to be called on Parker Anderson. Clausen Smith going to head to the line. Going to make his first. In for the Broncos, number 11, Chris Hardy. Clausen Smith up with a second. He's going to make his second. Pushes the Broncos lead to 15, and he comes out after having a great game tonight. Looks like he's going to sit the rest of these 41.5 seconds out. Garver tries to inbound it for the Bruins. He's going to get it into Murphy. Murphy brings up the floor trying to drive into Anderson. Anderson trying to spin, puts it up and over. Chris Hardy for 2. Bruins trying to trap here. Parsons almost at the steal, can't get it. Hardy up top, going to give it to Baker. Baker to Hanrahan. Hanrahan trying to drive. Can't get it to go. And he's going to get called on the travel. 19.4 left to play, and the Broncos up by 13, 55-42.
Yeah, again, really encouraging to see these guys come in playing really hard, executing. You know, I know people might say, oh, it's mop-up time or anything like that, but these kids that Coach Strine's put in these last couple minutes have come in and played hard. They've executed, and it's good to see them doing some good stuff.
Anderson gets a shot blocked there, trying to go for the layup, but Parsons going to come back down with it and going to draw the foul.
Yeah, and you can see Coach Strine's over there encouraging them, pumping them up. It's good stuff.
4.1 left to play here. Parsons going to be shooting 2 for the Bruins, but I don't think it's going to do much here. As he's going to make his first. Parsons sets up for a second. And it's up and good. Bruins down by 11 now. Lafayette Jeffs trying to inbound it here as time expires in this game, and your Bruins going to take their second loss of the season, 44-55 to the Lafayette Jefferson Broncos.
Yeah, you know, that Lafayette Jeff team is a really complete team. They've got some size, they've got speed, they've got athleticism, they're well coached. They played a really, really complete game tonight. Our offense had been clicking a little bit, you know, holding us to 44 here tonight is you know, pretty big kudos to them for that. For us, you know, we got to just pick ourselves back up. You can't feel sorry for yourself. You got to learn from this. Like Coach said in the pregame message, we're a young team. This is a learning experience, right? Anytime you have something like this, you got to learn from it. And I know the coaching staff is going to do a great job of going into the locker room, coaching them up, showing them what they need to improve on. Now we got to turn our attention to the Clay City Invitational, go down there, showcase what we can do down in that tournament. So all in all, you know, like you said, sometimes it's your night, sometimes it's not, but you just look to learn from it, and hopefully we can get some momentum here going in the Holiday Classic.
No, yeah, I think the Bruins, even though they've taken a couple losses here at home, I think they can still, like you said, they can get them coached back up, get their confidence back up and rolling, go down to Clay City and show them what they got. And I think these Bruins, when it comes to their next home game, I think they can have a really great shot at coming out strong and getting another win at home.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to that. Great job tonight, Lane. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to Connor. Thanks for running the camera night. Logan over here on the tabletop camera. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Tri-West Sports Network, and we'll see you again next